Good morning, everyone. My name is Brian McCarty. I'm with USAA. I'm here to talk a little bit about instrumenting DevOps for application total cost of ownership and compliance. Thanks for joining. Like I said, my name is Brian McCarty. I'm actually a principal technical architect with USAA's Chief Technology Office. I work for the CTO. I do a lot with specializing in the sort of the practice of the business of IT. So specifically, though, I focus a lot around our cloud governance practice, the tools and techniques for architecture, and then I spend a lot of time on technology business management, which is really the discipline, the practice of merging technology consumption information, the usage of technology, with finance. So we try to understand the things like total cost of ownership for technology, the return on investment for initiatives, technology-based initiatives, as well as expense management, planning and budgeting and forecasting. I also do a lot to support our agile tool chain as well. USAA, if you're not familiar, is an organization that provides financial services to the military, the United States military, and their families. We start every mission, every meeting with a look at our mission and our USA standard to ensure that the topic, the decisions we're about to make are in the best interest of our membership and the association. In particular, I'd like to point out number 3 under USA standard. For the purposes of this presentation, I think it's most impactful that the be compliant and manage risk is the standard that applies the most. USAA, just a little bit about what we do. We provide a full range of insurance and banking investment products to the military community, like I mentioned. We are now a Fortune 100 organization and steadily growing. We do have a very large security and innovation practice at USAA, which does translate to large, fairly large technology landscape that we're going to talk about here just a little bit more. So just to give you an idea for the purposes of this discussion about what we had to construct to try to drive out more data from our technology environment and to be able to create automation to eliminate manual and redundant tasks that were being placed on our development community. We do have over 30,000 employees. 4,400 of them do work in what we refer to as chief administrative officers, basically technology, design, and digital professionals, as well as we do have a 96% retention rating for technology staff, which is pretty good. It's one of the highest in the industry. We like to think that the reason that we have a high retention rate for technology staff is because we do put a lot of attention, a lot of focus on letting them do the job that they're best suited for, right? So the job of actually designing, developing, testing, and supporting technology and applications that best serve the membership, as well as some internal type applications. So the topics that we're going to cover today are, first, we got to hit a little bit of background key terms so you kind of understand where we're coming from. And we have a common language, a common way of understanding some of the topics we're going to be covering later in the presentation. Then we're going to go straight into looking at a demonstration of some of the control automation that we've created, as well as the ability to do the application total cost of ownership calculation. Now, this is probably the best time to stop and discuss, why is this guy talking about controls automation and application total cost of ownership, in the same presentation? They seem like topics that they don't have much, to do with each other. In fact, it turns out that they do. What we've learned through this process is that the data and the discipline around understanding the entire technology landscape from all of our applications that we manage to support in IT down to the underlying infrastructure and supporting configuration items that data and that discipline of having that complete and accurate inventory of our technology landscape actually drives the outcome for both controls automation and being able to calculate the total cost of ownership for an application. So we'll get into that a little more in the method under more like how we were able to achieve this. Just so you know, this is it's still early in our journey, but we've learned enough to understand that this does have the return that we're looking for, a return on that investment, as well as build for the future. So I will show you some examples, but there is some additional room for opportunities. We'll cover that in what's next. So a little background. USAA, we've had a lot of demands placed on us the last few years. Both the increase in regulatory scrutiny, our desire to be absolutely as compliant as possible, as well as that organic just business growth of the organization. We've doubled in size, multiple times since I've actually started working here 20 years ago. So these demands, of course, were not going away. At the same time, we actually have some additional new desires, right? We really want to attempt to accelerate our technology cycle to be even faster, our ability to develop and adopt new technologies as the business needs, as well as to pay down technical debt that may exist in some places. Then another strong desire, is that our business partners have become much more engaged